Well, welcome to LIFITV. It is night 2, and we've been hearing all about Riot women with the writer Sally Wainright, star Tamsin and Grieg, and hosting the whole show, the writer and actor Gaynor Faye. What a brilliant night. It's been so much fun to listen. A lot about how you came up with this show, a lot about how it was put together, a lot about how you directed it as well. So it's been really fascinating. Big week for you, of course, with the show going up on the iPlayer. What's been the reaction so far? I mean, you must be thrilled.
It seems to have gone very well.
Yeah, there's the first understatement.
It's been a bit nerve-wracking because you never know. You never know how something's going to be received. But yeah, it seems it's all looking pretty good. Yeah. So I'm relieved.
Tamsin, apart from seeing Sally Wainwright's name on the script when it arrived, how easy was this to say yes to as a project? What was it that attracted you to it?
The fact that it said Sally Wainwright on it. That was it. She had me at... I mean, I've always watched her stuff and loved it, and a friend and I would, just quietly talk and dream about approaching Sally Wainwright to write something for us to do, and we just this was our kind of secret that we just go, and then we do this, and then we do that, and so I've never told her this, but exclusive. It was a kind of quiet little, dream. So I ditched her, and then this came along, and I couldn't have been more giddy.
Yeah. I mean, when you actually read the words in the script for the first time, I mean, it's not a sort of light, fun thing going on. It starts dark, it starts deep, and it keeps going. And, your first scene in episode 1, and I won't do as many spoilers as some people in the audience tried to do tonight with those microphones. But, it's really heavy. It's really hard-hitting from the get-go, isn't it?
It really is, and I think that's Sally's USP, that she's not afraid to take you into the valley. That's where she goes. That landscape runs through her. That there's the broad sunlit uplands, and then right down into the deep dark valley with the river and the canal running through it. These streams of shared trauma and memory. And that sunlight still pierces it. So, it's not surprising. And we've got to just face the dark side.
And Gaynor, of course, you led tonight's talk. You're very used to television as well. But how enjoyable was it to dive into these issues in front of a live audience? It wasn't sort of like something streamed online or, in front of a packed out crowd at the Playhouse.
Yeah, well, it's daunting because I hadn't learnt my lines. So you've always got that to hide. You can always blame it on somebody else if you've learned it. But I just knew, Tamsin and Sally are just such awesome, people who I've admired for many, many, many years. I just knew that it would be a safe space and that we could all just have a chat. And I just wanted it to be like that. It wasn't so much me interviewing, just having a really great chat and finding out about, time just flew by, so I didn't get really down and dirty. But I didn't want to either. I wanted to just know about the women that Sally was writing about, the character that Tamsin was playing, and to really make sure that people watch it, because it's really important. It's really poignant, topical issues that Sally deals with in a brilliant, funny, sad, cathartic way. So I really urge everyone to watch it.
Yeah, and Sally, you might not know this, but in the room in the next theatre across from you this evening was our panel chat, Where Have All the Good Men Gone? And last night we talked about who rules the world, and there's been a huge amount of discussion about what men are doing in the world, and misogyny, a rise of misogyny perhaps led by, I won't name names because it's supposed to be apolitical, but some of the most powerful people in the world. And do you feel like in writing the stories that you're writing here, particularly with this series, that you're part of the fight back against that? Is that in your mind when you're writing?
I'm not conscious of trying to fight back. I'm more conscious of trying to write about what's in my heart and my head to write about. I'm perpetually shocked by how little is written for women, specifically written about the female experience. Even when we have women playing the lead in some dramas now, they're kind of playing male parts often. It's like the part was really written for a man, but we'll be politically correct and turn it into a woman, rather than actually thinking about what it's like to be a woman doing a particular job.
Yeah.
I always, yet again this time around, I've been criticised for not having any men in my drama, and I just want to remind all the men who want to criticise me for that the whole history of cinema and television is probably 85% made and about men. And it's just not getting any better.
No.
It's such a strange criticism, isn't it? You feel like there's a very clear argument back against that, isn't there?
Yeah.
But also what you see in this show is public servants who come to the end of their useful life, and what do these women do? They've all served their communities. Their jobs are absolutely about how they can give into their communities, and so men can take from that as well, because that's a universal experience. A man or a woman finishes their working life and they're going to have a kind of crisis of purpose and meaning and identity. But what Sally's also doing in this, she's throwing in that other layer, which is peculiar and specific to women, of the menopausal, for some, assault, where there really feels like there's some kind of physical, bodily, mental disorientation and destruction in some ways. And I think that it's really valuable to assert that difference.
It's amazing how many messages I've seen on Instagram and stuff from women just saying exactly that it's nice to see that reflected on television, because it's not. I mean, we have started talking about the menopause more in public, but it's
still a taboo, isn't it? People still say women of a certain age, or I'm going through, the change, fearful of saying menopause, and it happens to so many women. Well, all women go through it, but not all women have all the symptoms, unlike me. I have all the symptoms. But I think it's really important that men watch this show too, because actually, mums, sisters, partners, husband, it's really important that men get educated on what's happening to women, and why sometimes we kind of are the way we are.
Yeah.
And it's huge. It's huge. It can be very debilitating.
Well, it's great to hear those things spoken, and they've been spoken about at other events at the Leeds International Festival of Ideas too. And I just wanted to finish by asking why it was that you wanted to be involved in the festival. What attracted you to it?
I think when I knew that Tamsin was asked to do it, we were asked to do it together, I just thought, that'll be a laugh. and I thought it'd be interesting and fun to talk about the show, because I knew we'd probably have finished it by now. And it'd be great to see Gaynor, because I haven't seen Gaynor for ages. So and
is it a night out in Leeds now, or is it all
bed?
back to,
we're all off to bed.
Sally hasn't slept for about 2 years. So I think it's time now to get your head down. I was just thrilled to talk about the show, particularly in the this part of the world where it's been made, because the landscape is such a character and a backdrop in it. And if my voice sits next to hers, I'm the lucky one.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, Sally, I want you to know that I pre-geeked on this show by accident. The day before it came out, I was having a drink in Hebden Bridge, and I think I went to almost every location by accident.
Did you go in the pub?
I was having a drink at the back of the railway, which is where Joanna comes around in the scene that you were talking about with the Steadicam moving around. I was on the bridge at one point, and I was at the wine bar that you'd turned into a Spanish restaurant, the tapas place later. So there we go. My credentials are sound in geekery. Thank you so much, all three of you, Sally and Tamsin and Gaynor, for joining us on LIFITV. Thank you. And we'll be back with more on LIFITV. There's loads more on the website. Just search for Leeds International Festival of Ideas.
Thank you, darling.
Good.